Hello everybody, welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm coming at you with a quick, interesting video. We're talking about Season 3 of Alone. What I'd like to do in this video is I'd like to give you a brief rundown of my what I feel are going to be the finalists, top 4 people, and I'll tell you who and why. So stay with me. Okay, when it comes to Britt, I just don't think he's got what it takes. I think that he's going to miss his wife. I think he's going to miss his kids. I question his mental toughness. I just don't know about Britt. Callie, same thing. Really pretty girl. She's very good at medicinal herbs, medicinal and edibles, plants. I question her mental toughness. I also question the fact that she said that the prize money is a huge factor. I think people that are going to succeed on this show need to show that they appreciate the journey, not just the prize at the end of the journey. So another thing that raises a flag for me on her is the fact that she's never done a friction fire. Those are difficult. Okay, now the next one is Carla, or Carle, the 28-year-old carpenter from Alaska. I like her. She's one of my picks. I think she's going to do good. Why do I think she's going to do good? She lives in Edna Bay, where she's living off of float planes and boats. There's no cars coming into that area, so she already knows what it's like to live in the cold. She picked a solid list of items on her list of 10 items. One thing that I originally did not like, but I changed my thoughts on it, was the fact that she chose a 64-ounce Klean Kanteen water bottle as one of her items. And at first I was like, no, that's stupid. That's stupid. But then I got to thinking about it, and there's so many things that she could do with that water bottle. She can make char cloths. She can carry wild edibles. She can purify water and take it with her. She can put hot water in it in the night and put it in her sleeping bag. And there's a heater. Bury it. All kinds of things like that. So I'm really liking her. I think she's going to be one of them that's going to be in the final 4. The next participant is Dan. He has a wife and a young son. I don't think he's going to do too good for a couple of reasons. One, he's never been alone. 2 was when he gave his list of gear, he chose a hammock. And it's really cold out there. He's good at trapping, but trapping, I think, is going to be difficult without the traps. So he's going to be out there trying to make figure 4 traps and stuff like that, snares. I just don't think that he's going to be the one. He's a large man, okay, which means he needs large calories. Just don't think he's going to be the one. Okay, the next one, number 2 on my list, is Dave, the crazy wild-haired dude with a little bald spot, right? I'm not saying that to disrespect him. I like him. I think this dude's going to do good. First thing I want to talk about when it comes to Dave, he's a lead climber, okay? He don't top rope. For those of you who understand top roping, that's where the anchors are up here, and you have a lead climber, they'll go up and they'll put the rope through the anchors. And then it's like a pulley, so to speak. So you have the climber here and the belay down here. So as the climber goes up, the belay takes the slack out. That type of rock climbing is for the normal people. When you lead climb, which is what I do, lead climbing pushes you mentally, because you have to go above your last piece of protection. You have to establish that route. It takes a ton of mental toughness to be a lead climber, and he's one of them. There was footage of him lead climbing. Another thing that, and plus when it comes to lead climbing, if you're a top rope climber and you fall, you don't really fall, because again, the rope goes up through the anchors and back down to the belay. So every inch that you go up, they take an inch of slack out. A lead climber doesn't do that, folks. When he goes above his last piece of protection, like say the protection is right here where my chin is, okay, at this level, and he goes up 5 feet past that, when he falls 5 feet below it. So the total length of the fall would be like a 10-foot fall. It takes mental toughness to be a lead climber. He's my number 2 pick. He's also done 44 days at winter time. He's demonstrated hand drill fire on his entry video. The only downside that I think that he might have is the fact that he's skinny. I think he could get really thin, and that could be a bad factor for him, but I'm going to bypass that. I'm going to think that he has the skills, and he's my number 2 choice. Third one, Fowler. I just don't think that he's going to be in the top 4. I don't. I like him. He's got some body fat. Now, I've been gaining weight purposely, hoping that I'll be on season 4. So I've been gaining weight because I understand that everything is a calorie game. For me to lift my hand, for me to do anything, it's a calorie. And if I'm not bringing in more calories than I'm expending, then I'm at a deficit on calories. And when you're at a calorie deficit like that, your body cannibalizes fat. And then when a body runs out of fat to cannibalize, then it starts cannibalizing muscle. And after that, it starts cannibalizing vital organs. So, for me, my opinion, when you go on a survival show like this, it's important to have a layer of body fat. And he has that. That's a positive. But yet, his choice of items that he's taking, I disagree with. And I think that's going to be his downfall. His ferro rod, in his video, it was loose. Okay, we already had 2 different contestants lose ferro rods. And his ferro rod didn't have no lanyard on it, didn't have nothing. It was a loose, looked like a brand new ferro rod. The second thing was the choice of a multi-tool. He did not choose a full tang knife. He had a multi-tool. When you're out there in this environment, folks, I think you need a very nice high carbon steel full tang 5-inch blade knife. A multi-tool, in my opinion, just not going to cut it. The cold steel shovel, maybe he's thinking that's going to be his knife or whatever. I don't know. And he chose a slingshot, which could pay off, but I'm not too sure. I just don't think Fowler is going to be in the top 4. The next one is Greg. He's the oldest one, 53-year-old drywall guy. He did drywall for 37 years. He's chubby. He's old. He's had a whole life to face adversity in his life. Looks like he's kind of been, I don't know, he had a hard life maybe or something like that. So I'm kind of thinking that he's going to have some mental toughness. I just got a feeling. You know, it said in the Making the Cut that he was good at friction fire and traps. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to count him. I think I will. I think I'll put him as maybe number 3. I think so, yeah. I'll put him as number 3. He has a daughter, and then his other daughter, he hasn't seen her in a couple of years. There's one downside to him, and that was, well, a couple of things. He said that money was his biggest motivator. And sometimes, I don't know, I think people can dig deep, and I think this guy might have the tools to do it. He's my number 3 pick. You know, what better way to get back in touch with his daughter, Kristen, that lives in Australia, than to win the show. You know, I think that he doesn't really have a lot of money, I'm kind of guessing. I don't know, he's used to building cold shelters, minus 30 degrees. I think he's got mental toughness. He's used to all the seasons. He's chubby. I just think that he's going to have that going for him. Some of the downsides, his sleeping bag was a downfilled sleeping bag. If it gets wet, he's screwed. The knife, I think, was a bit small. He had a 3-inch blade. What are you going to do when a puma comes on you? You're going to stick a 3-inch blade in him? Come on, dude. Just my opinion. I'm not knocking the guy, but I think his choice of a felling axe and the old crosscut saw, I think those are excellent choices. They're old, and that's when they used to really make things good. So I think, yeah, he's my number 3 choice. Let's talk about Jim. He was the 37-year-old high school teacher. I like this guy. He's chubby. He has a nice home. He's got a wife at home. He has dogs. And I liked his choice of items that he chose. He was the only one that I could tell that had mil-spec paracord. But I'm not going to choose him. I have a feeling, you know, he had mentioned that he just started a survival class 8 years ago. in my opinion, that's not going to be enough experience to go to Patagonia. I think, you know, his positive mental attitude, though, that could be good. I think, you know, if he's got a constant daily reminder of staying positive out there, I think that could be good for him. I'm kind of concerned about the fact that him and his wife are adopting 3 boys. That could go 2 ways, in my opinion. It could boost him into victory, or it could shut him down early. I don't know. We'll have to find out when the show airs. I don't know, but I just got a gut feeling that those 3 boys getting adopted, I feel, is going to be his downfall. He did say that he does not have a lot of hands-on skill. And to own that and to admit that, I think is big. I think that's cool. But I gotta skip him, and I gotta let him go, because I just don't think so. I have 3 right now. So let's go to Megan, 41-year-old biologist. She has a husband, Tyson. She has 2 kids. She said it very bluntly, very clearly, that family is everything to her. In my opinion, that's going to be her major downfall right there. I think that she chose a 31-inch, 4.5-pound felling axe. I think that's an overkill. Her ferro rod had a crappy striker with it. I don't think she has too many bushcraft skills. I just don't think she's going to hold up. I just don't. I question her mental toughness. She had a nice home, and sometimes when people come from luxury, they're not used to living under tarps and getting rained on and freezing their ass off. You know, I just don't think that she's going to have what it takes. Sorry. So let's go to Zach, my 4th pick. My 4th pick, Zach, the youngest one. 22-year-old wilderness skills instructor. He's went 32 days solo. No food, no water. He does bro drill, friction fire. He knows how to build primitive shelter. He's not, I don't think he's married, but I think he has like a girlfriend or something. All of his choices of items were smart, except for one item that I kind of mildly disagreed with, and that was his sharpening stone. I don't think I would have took that. Personally, being a thin guy like he is, I think I would have taken another food ration instead of a sharpening stone. I was impressed by his ferro rod. It looked like a ferro rod of someone of experience, someone who's used them. His pot was black. You could tell that it was over a fire. There was some seniority on his gear. A lot of the contestants, when they showed their gear, they were brand new pots, brand new sleeping bags, you know, brand new this. Ferro rod never been scraped. The protective coating was still on it. This guy, no, not at all. His ferro rod was thick. You could tell that he had used it. It looked like a fat wood handle, which is very smart. So he's kind of sneaking in an extra fire starting implement there. He had a very nice striker for his ferro rod. He was the only one during the boot camp that got a coal on the friction fire, on the bow drill fire. So yeah, Zach definitely going to be in there. So I got Zach, I have Dave, I have Carly, the girl from Alaska, and possibly Greg, the drywaller. Those are my 4 picks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got some good, useful information out of it. Please feel free to leave the comments down below and let me know what your thoughts are, what your picks are. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's have a healthy debate if we need to. That's always fun. Again, I thank you for watching. If you like the content that you see on my channel, please subscribe. Feel free to share this video. And man, I'm stoked. I can't wait for next week to watch this first episode. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.